uh, and save your first attendance. Around 37 people was there. Kindly insist your friends who have not connected to the class now, then they will lose the attendance. Okay, let me start the session. Okay, today we are just going to intro with the laboratory classes. The subject code is CS8582. Look, these are the instructions. Kindly note it down. You have to create every project. Look, the experiments, what you learn in object-oriented analysis and design are not simple experiments. Everything are projects. Everything are mini projects. You'll be having around 15 mini projects. So most probably a single people will have a project, and in next week they will be taking some other projects in cycle. For example, if you are the first people, role number 1, then you will be doing with the passport automation system project, and the next week you will be doing with the book bank management system project. So a single week for a single project. Okay, let me give the intro for the lab. The lab subject code is CS8582. The lab name is Object Oriented Analysis and Design Lab. So it gives you the credit of two credit papers. Okay, so these are the objectives that why you are going to learn this lab. First thing, like we said, converting the SRS, converting the software requirement specification into a diagram. Next thing, you are just going to draw the diagram in UML. Like I said in your theory segment, in lab, you are just going to draw using very similar tools. Often you use Paint, isn't it? Often you use Paint. Similarly, there will be a set of tools. So to draw every diagrams. Okay, here you are going to draw the diagrams using a software called Argo UML. Note on the software part. Note on the software. Everyone note on the software. The software name is Argo UML. ARGO. Here you can look at ARGO UML. Argo UML. If it is in a real time, or if you are going to do the lab in online, every sort of things, Argo UML is an open source software. Argo UML is an open source software, so you can simply Google it, download it to your systems, or if you are using mobile, I'll be giving you the apps that will be much relevant with your Argo UML. Okay, here you can look at the requirements. Windows 7 are the higher operating system, even though it works in Linux. Next, you have to get installed with Argo UML software. So this Argo UML will support UML version 1.4. So kindly have an updated version more than 1.4. Next, some set of tools like Selenium, JUnit, Apache JMeter. These things are for some kinds of testing. Often these things will be available at your NetBeans. You know the software called NetBeans, an IDE. Let me ask you the poll. How many people get known? Okay, one second. Before that, let you give you some feedback. How much people having system in your home? How many people having system or laptop? System or laptop in your home? Yeah, you can look at. I'm just getting the feedbacks from the people, and also I can able to get the responses who are actively participating with their names. Yeah, I can look at around 35. Only 24 is getting answered. So simply with your names, I can also mark down your attendance who are actively participating. Yeah, I can look at the screen. I'm just showing the screen of my laptop. Kindly actively participate for every post. This post will be getting recorded for your attendance. Found only 24 people or 25 people who are actively participating out of 38 or 39. Okay. Okay, you can look at the polls result. So obviously, are you getting the result at your screen, pa?
Yes,
Anyone?
sir. Yes, sir.
So around 28 have answered the query having lab, no having lab. Kindly have some labs because while you are doing projects or mini projects, every set of things you should have some lab. It's not the case that since you are being in an pre-final segment, so you often get a placement drives in online or in or your placement classes regularly with your faculties. So kindly have some set of things, some set of technical things. Okay. Okay, kindly install these softwares. Let you show you where you can get the thing. Okay, 1 second. The screen visible, pa?
The PDF file is visible, sir.
Okay, 1 second. Now it is getting visible with my laptop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, you just simply Google it. Like I said, simply type Argo UML. Just a simple software. You can download it at your system. Kindly check with your requirements. You can simply download it from the free downloads. Okay, since this is our first laboratory, I think so. No one have aware of installing this particular software. So at the next laboratory, everyone has to get installed with these softwares. Okay, so I'm just showing you the site where you can able to download the software. I'm just coming back with the canvas. Okay, pa. They show you the syllabus first, and secondly, let me move on to the set of lab exercises that we are going to do. Okay, here, can look at. So initially, what you're going to do is you're just going to create a three-layer architecture. What is my three-layer architecture? Anyone? Three-layer architecture or three-tier architecture? Since everyone is doing projects, what is my three-layer architecture or three-tier architecture? Already you have learned something in your computer architecture. What is my three-tier architecture? Yes. Okay, for two-tier, I will be giving you an example. Two-tier will have front end and a back end. Front end and a back end is called as two-tier architecture. Then recall with the three-tier architecture. Simply guess. Simply have some guess. What do you have in your mind? Well, look, sitting ideal is not a solution to have some interactive way. Yes, if you are doing any kinds of projects, you should have three things. One thing is a front end, second thing is a back end, and third thing is a database. The three-tier architecture will have these set of things. If you are doing your laboratories in real time or in your laboratories, you'll be doing with some set of softwares. You'll be using NetBeans as a tool. NetBeans is an IDE. So NetBeans is an IDE that is mainly used for creating projects in Java. So that tool can be used for creating codings, and it can be connected with the databases. Okay. So here you can look at initially what you're going to do is you're just going to create a UML diagram. So based upon that, your software converts that UML diagram into Java codings. What I'm saying is understandable, isn't it? You are just going to draw a diagram. That diagram will be converted into a code. You don't need to have some programming knowledge of creating what is my class, what is my variable, or what is my method. You don't need to have that set of things. Even any department people can able to convert your design into a code using this software. Yeah. In real time, there is an paid software that we purchased and cultivated in the lab. That's name is IBM Rational Rose. IBM Rational Rose is a tool. It was purchased from IBM, and it was just installed with every systems in the laboratories. But as instructed by the university, we are just using an open source software called as Argo UML. Once you got some time connecting with the laboratories, then I can able to show you the IBM tools. Okay, here you can look at what set of things that you're going to do. So initially, you have to identify a software system that needs to be developed. What software you need to develop. And secondly, you need to create the SRS. Thirdly, you have to create the use cases. What is my use case? I just given you some glance about use cases. Nick. What is a use case? Step-by-step procedures. Step-by-step procedures called as use cases. Okay, next thing, you're just creating a domain model. This is the other name for domain model, isn't it? Conceptual class. Conceptual class is the other name for domain model. And next thing, you're just creating the interaction diagram. And third thing, we're just creating the class diagram. So these set of things that you're going to do. And finally, you're just going to convert your diagram into codes. Okay. Note down these set of things are the projects that you're going to do for your laboratories. So passport automation system. So these things, these 15 are the real-time projects. You can implement or create your own projects. Once you have learned a single project. For everyone listen, these 15 projects will have a difference in the idea or the concept, but the way of creating a project is same. Once you have learned a single project, then you can able to do every set of projects by your own. Okay, are understandable what I'm saying? Are you getting the point, Pa?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so these are the projects. So passport automation system. Okay, anyone I'll be asking on, kindly give the concept, what these projects will real time do. Okay, Pa. Madhumita, kindly unmute yourself. Madhumita. Yes, Pa. What do you think it of passport automation system, Pa? What is mean by passport automation system? Everything is a real time projects, not a new set of things. Any other people? I just given opportunity for Madhumita, but she have left. Passport automation system. What you do in a passport automation system by its name?
For applying a passport.
Yeah, for applying passport using online. Online. So since this project is available now,
Yes, sir.
it is available now. We can able to apply a passport in online, but for some sort of things we have to go directly to the passport offices. Okay, like this. Book bank management system for maintaining books, exam registration, online registration process, Stock maintenance system, like I said, for a departmental store, you'll be having some set of stocks that can be able to maintain. And fifth one is online course reservation system. So if you are going to attend any workshop or any set of programs in online, you can able to fix your online reservation, airline or railway reservation. So these are some tickets that you do in online. Software personal management system. So you need a person to intimate you that this is a to-do list. This is the thing that you have to do today. Some reminders that can able to adapt with the software personal management system. And eighth one is credit card processing and e-book management system, recruitment system, foreign trading system, conference management system, BPO. Okay, what is my BPO? BPO. BPO. Yes, business process outsourcing. So how a business process outsourcing project was done, or how it is just getting worked on. So that's a project for it. And next thing, library management system and student information system. Okay, these are 15 projects. I think so. I have given you everything in the canvas. I have uploaded every project in canvas because each and individual people will be doing individual project for a week. You can look at the thing. Okay, let me once again share the screen to show you the modules that I have uploaded. If the screen is visible, okay. So this is the entire thing that I have given you. So you can go directly to the modules. The page that you can able to look at your end. So here I have uploaded how to create the diagrams with the video. These videos that we'll be discussing now. So here just showing you what are things I have uploaded. So initially, what is meant by Argo UML? So today we will be discussing about Argo UML, how to draw the use case diagram, how to draw the class diagram. So similarly with the paint, So there will be a tool. You're just going to pick a tool. You're just going to draw a diagram. That's it. So how to create a collaboration diagram, how to draw a state chart diagram, activity diagram, deployment diagram, and how you have to convert the diagram into your code. So these 9 videos you have to look at compulsorily. Since then, you will be getting knowledge of creating a project. Yeah. And next to it, so these are the things in addition. So after you are converting into a code, by using Java swings in NetBeans, how to create an entire project. And the final thing is by using Oracle, how you're just going to connect with your NetBeans. So this is the entire thing that you're going to do in your labs. I just started in the form of videos. So kindly everyone look at these videos at your meantime. But for every laboratories, you should be very familiar with these 11 process. Okay, Abba. So once again, let me move on to the files. So these things you can look at your portal. So I have uploaded the course plan and also the program experiments. So initially it is a study of UML. So these 15 I have just uploaded. Study of UML, passport automation system, book bank. I have entire thing I have uploaded to you because it will be in cycle, not be in if one people is doing passport automation system. You can try with some other projects, not sort of things. Everyone has to do the same projects. One more thing, listen, while you are doing your laboratories, everyone have to create a observation compulsorily. You should take some snaps of your works. You should kindly take a snapshot of your drawings. You should take some snaps of the project, everything you have to do. Okay, let me stop the screen now. And so this is a time to get some intro of UML. Okay, let me upload that thing. Or you can download it at your end. You can download the first thing, study of UML. Or you can look at the screen. Now kindly everyone look at the screen. I just started uploading the study of UML. And kindly wait for a while while just uploading. Okay. I think so. The upload was complete. Are you looking at the screen? Study of UML. Is it visible at
Yes.
your end, Pa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 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 Pa. Let me learn what is meant by UML first. Okay. So, like I said, what is abbreviation for UML?
Unified
It's
modeling
Unified
language.
Modeling Language. Okay. Now everyone kindly understand why we need modeling. You know the life cycles of a software. What the life cycle of a software? Analysis, design, code, testing. Okay, that is four phases that you do it for a software thing. What I'm saying is you have to start analyzing. Okay, you should start analyzing, and next to that you have to create a model. You have to create a model, and based upon that model, for example, if you're using Argo UML, that model will be created into a design. Okay, so what my point of view is, you have to learn like this. So analysis, model, design, okay, code, testing. There is no sort of difference between design and a model. Almost both the things are about to be the same. But what I'm saying is analysis, you should create a model. Like I said, it should be a prototype model, and after that, that should be converted into a design, and finally can be converted into a code, and finally you have to do the testing. Okay, let me show you the things that what you're going to do. Here you're just going to create these diagrams. First diagram is use case diagram. Second diagram is class diagram. Third thing is sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, state chart diagram, activity diagram, component diagram, and deployment diagram. Kindly note these things, because we often have a feedback at the last of the session. So any other people who are mentioning, you have to reply me. Have some notes. So here I have mentioned 9 different diagrams. So there is a lot of diagrams. Around 16 diagrams are there. If you are a good professional, you have to create these diagrams. But as a beginner, we can able to create around these diagrams. Okay. So initially, we have learned what is meant by UML, and secondly, what I have explained you, what is meant by domain model, isn't it? In the last class, we have discussed about what is meant by domain model. So you will be having a passage. That passage has to be converted into a domain model. Sorry, domain. So how we have created that passage? For example, what the last example we have gone through, a dice game, isn't it? A dice game. Okay. What the rule I have framed? What the rule I have framed for the dice game?
Sum of the dice would be 7.
Yes. So the player should start the project. The player enters the name. He rolls the dice. He get the addition of both the dice. If both the dice is exactly 7, he's a winner or he's a loser. So these set of things that we have given in the form of a passage. And after that, what you have done, we just prepared what are the nouns and what are the verbs, isn't it? You just filtered with what is the noun and what is the verb. So after that, what you have done? We have created a domain model. So every noun is a domain model, and every verb is the method that used in the domain model, isn't it? For example, and past dice game example, what are the variables we have gone through? Dice, face value. So these are the attributes, and we're coming into the methods. What are the methods we have gone through? Yes, can you reply me?
Role.
Yes, role, get face value. Get face value. Role and get face value are the two methods that we have gone through. Okay. So here you can look at a domain. The domain is the actual real world entity. So it will be replicating with the objects that going to do the communication. So after that, what we have created the attributes. And after that, what we have created the operations. And what is the meaning of a state bar? Here you can look at the definition. The value of object's attribute determines is the state. For example, if pi is equal to 3.14, I just mentioning the value for the attribute, that's called as a state. Or if I am mentioning pi is equal to 0, that's an initial state. Okay, but so everything I just mentioned. Okay, let me zoom out the screen and move to the next slide. For everyone, this is the basics that we're going to discuss. So everyone have some pen and a paper to note down what the set of things that we are going to discuss today. Okay, next thing is classes. Okay, classes. What the name I have given? It's like a blueprint. Okay, anyone can unmute yourself and give what's the meaning of a blueprint? Anyone? Other than Saravanan and Manoj, because most often they have answering me. Any other people? Mageshwari, can you unmute yourself and give me what is the meaning of a blueprint? Well, literally, everyone is in a very basic level. I'm just asking the colloquial meaning, not the entire subject meaning. What is the meaning of a blueprint? Yes, ma'am.
Photographic print.
Okay, photograph. Okay, in real world, where you use this word blueprint? Often, if you are doing construction work, often if you are doing any construction work, you'll be having a blueprint of your home, isn't it? Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Maheshwar, thank you.
Yes,
okay, what I'm saying is understandable, isn't it? What, ma'am? Yes, thank you. Okay, what I am saying is understandable, isn't it? A blueprint is a skeletal structure, skeleton structure of any particular, and if it is a vehicle or if it is a building, or even though we should have a skeleton structure of a program. That is what we are going to discuss. That's called as model. Yeah, here you can look at. So what I'm given the definition: a class is the blueprint of the objects, and the class wraps the attributes and the behaviors. You know the definition of a class. Okay, next thing. So let me move directly with the diagram. So UML, like I said, Unified Modeling Language. So here what you do, you specify, you construct, you visualize, and you document. These four set of things that you do. You specify, you specify the problem, you construct the model, you visualize the code, and finally document the software. Okay. Okay, let me start with the first diagram called as use case diagram. Okay. So in use case diagram, note down the notations bar. Note down the notation for drawing this diagram. You need an actor, you need a use case, you need a association. Let me show you the diagram. Everyone draw this diagram. So first thing is an actor. So actor will look like this. You getting the stickman here, but or are you getting any blank?
Black box.
Black box. Okay, sorry. There's some issue with the diagram once again. Let me share you the screen once again. Everyone wait, pa. not sharing the image that I have embedded into that thing. Once again. Okay, I'm just going to share the same content from my lab. And if you have any difficulties, you can able to communicate with me using a microphone, because it will be very okay. Are you recording the screen, pa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, let me move to the next slide. Okay, this thing we have discussed. Okay, so note down the notation for an actor. So this is an actor. What you tell this thing is called a stickman. Stickman is the actor. Okay, so this name, that actor role name, is the name which is given. For example, let me give an example with a passport automation system. So passport automation system, who are the peoples involved? Who are the peoples involved in passport automation system? Anyone? Passport automation system. Yes, pa?
Person who is playing for the passport.
What we tell that particular people as applicant,
Yes, sir.
applicant, police, passport officer. So these are some set of roles who have. So here I can mention like this stickman. Under it, I can able to mention as applicant. Okay, this is the notation for actor. The next thing is the notation for use case. So this is the notation. An oval symbol inside it. You have to mention the use case. Okay. Now note on the tricks. Now note on the tricks. So this actor has to be a noun. This actor has to be a noun, and every use cases has to be a verb. Here I have marked. Every use cases has to be a verb. Okay. What verb you do in a passport automation system? What action you do in a passport automation system?
Apply, verify.
Yes, apply, verify. Next. Next one. Renewal. Passport renewal. That too a process that will be done. Okay. So this is a notation, and next to it is association. So association is simply a line. We have already learned it in domain models. Right? A simple line that connects an actor and the use cases. Okay. Here you can look at a diagram. So this is a simple diagram. For example, if you are a tester, you are just going to check the bugs in your report, bugs in your coding. So this is the entire thing. So why we are going to create this diagram? Like I said, these diagrams will be given to the customer to show you that what the customer needs. So this diagram will clearly source, like that is a tester. He is just going to do the process of creating the bug report. Okay, are you getting part what I'm saying? Shall I
Yes,
move to the
sir.
next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is meant by use case diagram is you have to draw a actor, you have to draw a use case, you have to use association. These entire things are called as use case diagram. Okay, Abba? Okay, let me move on to the next thing. So what set of things you'll be getting from a use case diagram is determining the future, that you get the requirement, what the communication does with the client, and what are the test cases that you have to adapt. Yeah, I think so. I have completed use case. Now moving over to sequence diagram. Already we have learned something about the sequence diagram in our classes. What are the notation we use? Anyone? Sequence diagram. In sequence diagram, what are the notations you use? Kindly recall with the class. Okay, let me tell you the things. We use the object box, isn't it? We use like this, isn't it? Anyone reply me, pa?
Yes, sir.
We use object box. Okay, inside it there is a colon, and also the every class name starts with a capital. Okay, and next thing, what you have? You have a lifeline. Okay, here you can look at the difference between an actor and an object box. So this is an actor, and this is the object box. Okay, okay. What the objects I have mentioned for passport automation system? What are the objects or what are the actors I have mentioned for passport automation system? Anyone can
Applicant,
recall it? Yes, applicant, police,
passport officer.
passport officer. Okay, so if for example here I can mark it like for a police. Okay, P1 colon police. Okay, P1 is the object and police is the class name. Okay, but next to it, what I have mentioned, it's called as lifeline. A dash line in the below that particular object box is called as the lifeline. Okay, okay. Next thing, this is called as activation. Okay, what is meant by activation? How much duration work is done? How much duration a work is done? For example, you have started applying for a passport, and it takes more than 2 months. So that the period is called as activation period. Okay, okay. Next thing is called as the message. This thing also we have learned in the previous class, like getting the face value. Everything we have gone through it. Okay, these are the notations that use it for sequence diagram. Okay, next diagram is activity diagram. By every people note down the notation. At the last of the session, I will be asking any other people because there are lot of notations. I can ask any people to have some reply, and I just note it down for your internals. Okay, next diagram is activation diagram. Okay, activation diagram. What's the real meaning of activation? So activity diagram, activity. Kindly give me the reply bar. What is meant by activity? Let me ask some people. Charumadi. Charumadi. What is the activity? Charumadi, kindly unmute yourself. I can. Everyone can look at. Only few people. Only myself and Saravanan was available with the video. I'm just taking snaps and you can look at the screen. I just noting down the records. The entire session is getting recorded. I can simply put you absent. I simply show you this evidence. Everyone can turn on your cams. Okay, Sharmadi. Okay, kindly give me the thing for an activity. What is meant by activity? Sharmadi. Sahul Kani. Sahul Kani. Let me save your attendance first. Second attendance. Sahul Kani. Rahul Kani. Sivabalan. Okay, now the question is open. What is meant by activity? Anyone?
Some kind of work, sir.
What?
Doing some kind of work, sir.
Yes, doing some kind of work is called as activity. Okay, so if you are applying for a passport, either you will be in the first stage, like initially don't have an passport, you are just applied a passport, or you will be in the second activity. You will be applied your entire details for the passport and waiting for the verification, or will be having some other activity you have verified and you are just waiting for your final approval of your passport. So these are the activities that you will be doing in the entire passport automation system. Okay, let me share the screen again. Okay, here you can note down the symbols. Activity diagram. You can look at every action or activity will have a oval symbol. will have a oval symbol, and every transition will have a line with an arrow, and each individual's path will be mentioned as swim line. Okay, pa, what is meant by swim line? The name itself you can able to get some point. Anyone likes swimming? Anyone likes swimming? Often what people do in a swimming pool, there will be a track. There will be a track only for that particular people. He have to swim only in that particular track. He have to go to that end and again come back to the same track. Okay, that's called as swim line. Now we can look at the diagram. So this diagram will show you the swim line. So this is simply like your entire thing. So this is the swim line for the customer, and near to it you will be having the swim line for the police. So you should not interact with that particular people. This is your entire area. Okay. Okay. Next thing is initial state. So for initial state, a circle, it should be shaded. That's called as initial state. And for the final state, the circle, it should be shaded, and it should have an over circle. It's called as final state. Kindly draw every notations. Kindly initially draw every notations. Without it, you cannot able to draw any set of diagrams. Okay, second thing is synchronization bar. Synchronization bar is like combining two segments or splitting two segments. Here you can look at for joining or for fork. What is meant by fork? Fork. You have learned in operating systems, right? You have already learned in operating system. Anyone? Anyone? What is meant by fork? But look, like I said, everything that you learned in your third semester and fourth semester will be asked for your placements, because these are things are the near basics. Fork, creating a child from the main process that you learned in fork, isn't it? Are you getting the thing? Creating a new process from available process called as fork. Okay. So for creating or splitting up or to joining up, you'll be using the synchronization bar. Okay. Okay. By using these diagrams, these symbols, you'll be drawing the activity diagram. Now everyone is noting down the notations which is used. Initially, we have noted down for use case. Secondly, we have gone through with the sequence diagram. Thirdly, we are just listening with activity diagram. Okay. I'll be showing you the basic model. Okay. Now note down for component diagram. Component diagram. Okay. What is meant by component? What is meant by component? Kindly interact with me. Component. What is meant by component?
Acting or part.
Acting a part. Okay. For example, if you are going to create a project, you need some set of things or some sort of things that you have to be getting combined to do your entire thing. Okay. Let me ask you the question. I think so. You have answered me earlier, but I'm asking the same. How many people like game? How many people likes game or installed the game at your laptop or your systems and played the game most often? You can put me in chat. Put me in chat. Okay, anyone think it over that? Are you having any interest of creating a game? Or creating a game? Saravanan, Manoj Kumar, Rahul Kani, Saravanan, again Saravanan. Okay, so some set of people are giving me reply both for whether you have played the game and whether you start off things having some idea of creating a game. Okay, what I'm saying is, now if you download a game to your system, for example, it takes more than 350 GB or more than 6 GB, the entire game will be in a form of a component. What I'm saying is, every single component will be in the form of RAR. Will be in the form of a RAR inside your CD. Have you gone through it while installing? Everything will be in the form of a rar. Okay, I am saying you the exact thing what is happening behind your screen. Okay, for example, if I have purchased a game and I am going to install the entire thing into my laptop, what I have to do is I have to insert my CD. It shows me the start page. It shows me start install, but we simply use the drive and simply press start install. But what the thing as a developer we have to do is the entire project should not be saved into a CD or a DVD. It should be in the form of a component. Okay, why? Because is if any single component get fails, we can able to replace that RAR file into a newer file. Okay, and one more thing, often while you are working with your games, you'll be asking with this DLL is needed, this particular visual basic is needed. Why? Because is this entire project will be created by using a particular software that has to be replaced with your system. Okay, now coming back with the how a particular software is getting installed. I have installed into the CD. I just started installing. What the thing which is happening behind is it start extracting that RAR file into a temporary memory. Your C drive, you have a temporary memory. In that particular temporary memory, every files will be getting combined. Okay, this is the first stage. It will be, you can look at the bar. It starts from 0, ends with 100, and after that only it just started installing that thing. What it is happening is it just extracting every 100 RAR files into a single file, and after that it starts installing. So this is the concept of component. Okay, if you are going to deliver a particular software to a customer, you have to create a component. Okay, but what I'm saying is understandable to everyone. Can you reply me? Can you reply me? Okay. So this is the thing. If you are going to create any kind of software, you should not simply give the exe file, or simply you are just going to write the entire software and give it to the particular people. You should have some abstract, or should have some component that should be extracted in the particular customer end. Okay, let me move on to the content now. Okay, now look at the component diagram. So this is the notation for a component diagram. It's simply like while you are in childhood, you will be using some blocks, building blocks, to connect it and to make a entire block. It will be looking similar like this. Okay, but what I'm saying is understandable. It looks like simply with the block. Okay, so this is the notation for a component. Okay, for connecting two components, you have to use this arrow, dashed arrow. It's called as dashed arrow or dotted arrow. It's called as dashed arrow. Okay, now moving over to the next diagram called as class diagram. Okay, you can look at the screen. It's taking time around 3. So let me move further in a faster way. Everyone can note down the things. Okay, class diagram. Already we have learned what is meant by class diagram. For a class diagram, it should be like a box, and that box has to be divided into every box. Let me show you some example if it is available. It is not available here. Let me show you while I'm explaining you in detail. Okay, every class diagram will have an association, that's a line with an arrow mark, and aggregation. I have given you the example of what is meant by aggregation, like car, brake, everything we have aggregated. And next to it is generalization. Okay, here you can look at what is the meaning of a generalization. Generalization. For example, if you're going for a departmental store, what they will ask, whether your payment is using cash, or whether your payment is going to be in check, or you are using credit card. But entire thing in an abstract way or a generalized way, these things are called as payment. Right? Simply a payment will give you the ways that how will you give you the cash to the people. Okay, next thing is association. So we'll be getting in detail with these concepts in the diagrams. Okay, next thing is navigatability. Okay, give the meaning of a navigatability. What's the meaning of navigatability? Navigation. Literal meaning of navigation. Direction. Yes, direction. So here you can look at. So this is a simple example. Bank directed for accounting. So this is a direction. Okay. Okay. What is meant by multiplicity? Anyone? This thing will be related with cardinality in your mathematics. Cardinality, 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to many, many to 1. Okay, so like this. And the past class we have listened with 1 to 2. That is, one game have 2 dice. This is called as cardinality. Okay, here give the meaning of this: 0 to 1, either 0 or 1. Okay, either 0 or, what is the meaning of star? What's the meaning of star? Star is no limits. Okay, either 0 or the entire thing, or 1 or 1 to star. These are some examples for your cardinality. Okay, let me move on to the next diagram called as package and component diagram. Okay, I don't get confused with these set of diagrams. When you started drawing every diagrams, you get some point. Okay, yeah, this package is similarly with your folders. So this is a folder, this is the folder, and this is the folder. Everything is a different set of folders. So this folder will need ordering. For this folder, it needs UI, and for shipping, you need orders. Okay, but kindly compare this entire diagram with your online purchase. For example, if you start purchasing using Amazon, start purchasing with Amazon, this entire thing is happening in Amazon, isn't it? So anyone can make a story with this. Anyone can make a story with this diagram. I have given you the clue. So UI is a customer looking at the Amazon. He searched for the product. He starts ordering. Okay, it checks with the customer database whether you are an available customer or a new customer. And after that, if you are a new customer, it asks for your address, or it takes your address from your available database, and it starts checking with the shipping. So at the time of shipping, it checks with stock whether the particular product is available, and after that it confirms and check with your accounting. For accounting, you have to get with the bank, isn't it? So are you getting the point? What you do in your real-time Amazon? Can you answer me, Pa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whether this is the thing, exact thing, whether this is the exact thing that is happening. As a customer, we know. As a programmer, you have to draw like this. So this thing you have to give to the customer who asks you to create a project. So they get some idea. Yes, this is the thing I have in my mind. Okay, Appa? So this is the diagram for package. Okay, next set of thing is collaboration diagram. I will be showing you the diagram. Yes, this is the collaboration diagram, and the state chart diagram, component diagram. Okay, let me move on to the project, initial project, so that these every diagrams you get some point. Okay, second. Okay, let me start doing our first project. Okay. Okay, now it's a screen visible to you. Whether the screen is visible to you? Yes, Pa, can you reply me?
Visible, sir.
Okay, Pa. Here I have mentioned like this. So initially, if you are attending lab in our college, you'll be doing with IBM rational rows, but it was just changed with Argo UML. So this is the aim. So what set of things you have to write? Okay, that here you can look at. Every project will cross more than 20 to 30 pages. 20 to 30 pages, not a simple 4 to 5 pages for a single experiment. You are just dealing with a project. Yeah, more than it even crosses more than 50 pages. Okay, and one more thing, for your laboratory, you don't need to write anything. You simply take the printout of the entire 15 projects. You're just going to compile it in the spiral. You're just going to submit it. Okay, but are you getting the point? What you're going to do in for laboratory? But you have to submit me the screenshots of what the project you have done, and after that only I will be allocating for your labs. Okay, now look at the thing, Pa. So a question will be giving like this: password automation system. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to create the aim to develop the password automation system using rational rows. Sorry, you have to create with Argo UML, and by applying Java. Okay, and this is the passage. You can look at the passage. This is the entire passage which will be given in a question paper. Okay, like I said it with the dice game, a passage will be given. You have to read the entire passage and convert this passage into a software. Okay, now everyone, you can look at the screen now, isn't it? Passage is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, okay, pa. What clue I have given? How we have to convert this thing into use case diagram? First, initially you have to mark what you have to do, pa. Initially, what you have to do? Can you reply me?
Need
You
to
have
find
to find the noun. Okay, initially you have to find the noun. Initially you have to find the verb. Okay, now look at the screen and find out the noun. Applicant, isn't it? Applicant. Sorry. Okay, applicant is a noun. Next, even system, a place or a people. Even a system is a noun because this is the entire thing that you're going to work it on. Next, administrator. Administrator is a noun. Police is a noun. Okay, okay. Now, 1 second. Okay, now find out the verbs bar. Now find out the verbs. Everyone reply me. Find out the verb, an action word. Yes,
Verified, sir.
verify. Which line pa?
Fifth line, sir.
Fifth line na. Yes, verify. So verify. Yes. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're just going to filter with what set of nouns, what set of verbs. Okay. Okay. Let me move on to the next thing. Okay. Scope is what the entire project that you're going to do. Okay. Like similarly with your content, you don't need to bother about these things. This is some simple abstracts, or often you will be creating a project. This is called as your content page. Okay, now I'm just moving over to the exact content part. Can note down the language which you used, where you have referred, what the tools you used. So these the entire thing that you have done in your SRS of your first assignment. Okay, this is creation of your SRS. Okay, now coming into the diagram segment. So here, what are the diagrams that you're going to draw? Use case diagram, class diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, state chart, activity, component, deployment, and package. So these entire 9 diagrams. Okay, let me start with the first diagram. Whether use case diagram is visible, pa? Whether use case diagram is visible?
Yes, sir.
Whether
Yes, sir.
use case diagram, yes. Let me show you partial content that what you're going to do. Here you can look at the entire thing. You have to draw these things for your single diagram. Okay, let me show you the first segment alone. Like here, look at. You have to pick this applicant from the tools which is available in Argo UML. I have to paste it here, and there is another tool with arrow. You have to click the arrow. Before that, you have to paste that use cases, and below that you have to mention the verbs. 1 second. Second, 1 second. I just getting a call. 1 second. Kindly wait for a second. I just coming to you now. I had a meet. I have media. I have to media call. சார் இப்போ கிளாஸ் இருந்தேன் சார் ஏதோ மீட்டிங் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க சார் பிரின்சிபல் ரூம்ல. Okay, pa. Thank you for your patience. Let me start the thing that I have left. Okay, once again, screen is visible. The screen is visible. Anyone kindly reply me?
No, sir.
Okay, one second, one second. Okay, now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, pa. So we have to convert that passage into the diagram. So how the passage is, an applicant apply for. So here you'll be finding various things. Initially, the applicant apply for passport to the passport admin. Okay, that thing I have converted into a diagram here. Okay, and similarly, if the passport admin have any issues, so he issues the form to the applicant to fill it up, and after that, what he do? He fills and submit the form to the passport admin, and after that he confirms the passport. Yeah, but before confirming the passport, what he have to do? He have to check the information is correct or not. So what he is doing? He is verifying with the database, or he is verifying with the police. Here you can look at. That's the people called as police. He is just intimating and getting the information whether any particular available people is there. Okay, and finally, the passport will be issued to the particular people. So this is the entire thing that is happening behind the software. Okay, whether it is easier, but what I'm saying is easier. Can you reply me so that I can able to move to the next diagram? It is running out of time.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So this is the notation that what you're going to do. Okay. Listen. I am just explaining you the entire 8 diagrams. What you need to do is you have to go through the videos. So how a particular use case diagram has to be created. So take some time. It nearly takes around 2 or 3 minutes for initially how to create individual diagrams. Okay. And meanwhile, if we have some time, we'll be discussing the same at our next class. Okay, one more thing, pa. I think so. Every people was present now. There is an alteration in tomorrow's timetable. So tomorrow you'll be having your regular college. You'll be having Monday day order. Okay, you'll be getting the intimation from your class in charge. You'll be having a Monday day order, but initially we have only tutorials for OOAD. But due to some change, you'll be having OOAD for your third hour. The third hour, that is the time, the same timing that what you are taking now. We'll be having OOAD. Okay, so I'll be sending you the link later. Okay, let me move on to the thing. So this is the diagram with your use case diagram. Now let me move on to the next diagram called as class diagram. Now Now look at down. What I'm saying is initially you have to draw this diagram only. So after creating use case diagram, you have to create class diagram. Now look at the diagram, whether it is visible. Whether it is visible. Kindly give me the reply. Whether it is visible.
Sir,
Visible, sir.
Yes, yes. So here you can note down. So like I said, every noun will has to be listed at the top of the class. So database is a noun, passport admin is a noun, applicant is a noun, police is a noun. Like I said, every class diagram will have 3 boxes. Or the entire box will be divided into 2 segments. First box is for class name, second for attribute, and third for your methods. For applicant, you can look at. Okay, here this notation like a lock symbol with the green color. This is simply with your private, public, protected. Okay, so this is the notation for private. The lock symbol with the green box. Okay, so this pink is for public. Okay, so here you can note down whether this class diagram is a complete class diagram or partial class diagram. Reply me, pa. Whether this class diagram is a complete class diagram or a partial class diagram.
complete class diagram.
No. It's not complete. So this class alone is complete. Here, look at, there is no attribute for database. There is no attribute for passport admin. There is no attribute for even for police. So this diagram is not a complete diagram. It's a partial class diagram. Okay, Appa, are you getting the point?
Okay, sir.
Yes. Similarly with your domain model. Okay. Now we can look at the diagram. Like I said, you have to draw a class initially. So how you draw this class is that is a box above. You have to click it and drop down, and you have to double click it. Mention the names, and for your attributes also you can right click it. Yeah, mention the attributes. Okay, here what the difference you find in this particular attributes? What the difference you find in this attribute? Often while you are creating class, look at everyone, look at why often you are creating a class, you will be giving the class, and next to it should be started with the data type initially. Am I right? So string name, integer age, string gender, string date of birth. But here it should be in the form of a reversed way. Why? Because we already know class should be started with the capital, and before that you should create an object. So this entire pattern you have to follow for the diagrams. So initially you have to give the visibility, but these things are called as visibility. Public, private, protected, these are called as visibility. And after giving the visibility, you have to give the variable name, and next to it you have to mention the colon, and next to it you have to give the data type. Okay. Now will anyone give the example for police? For police, what you have, what the attribute you have? Anyone? Anyone tried yourself? For police, it's not mentioned. Kindly get some attribute for a police.
Same
Come
name,
on.
ID. Yes.
Yes, name colon string. Name colon string. It's the first thing for the attribute. Next, designation. Designation colon string. Okay, Appa? Okay, next look at the thing. So here you can note down the methods. Update is a method for database. Store is a method for database, and retrieve is a method for database. Similarly, for passport admin, he will be issuing the form, confirming the form, issuing the passport, verifying with the police, every set of things. Okay. So I think so you get some point with the class diagram. Now I am just drawing a line to connect the individual classes, and I am marking the cardinality. This is called as cardinality or multiplicity. Now anyone give me the exact sentence with this diagram. Passport admin 1, database 1. Give a sentence. Give a sentence. Faster. Yes. For every applicant, the passport admin checks the database with his application number. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point, Pa? Okay. Now give a sentence with the police, passport admin, and database. Police, passport admin, and database. Simply get some imagination. Why sort of things you are just waiting on? Get some imagination. I just marked it with 1, 1, 1, 1. Now give me the reply.
Police collect information from the passport admin.
Yes, and updates into that particular applicant information. Okay. Okay. Now here you can note down 1 2 star. What's the meaning? 1 2 star. 1 2 star. Either one people or more than one people can apply for a passport admin, isn't it? Okay. Okay, pa. I think so. I have covered this particular thing. Let me move on to the next one. Okay, next thing is state chart diagram. Like I said, a dark circle shaded is called as initial state, and circle with a square with the circle outer is called as final state. And for every state, it should be given like a rounded rectangle. This is not oval. This is not oval. Let me show you the activity. Activity alone comes with oval. Here you can look at. This is the activity diagram. This is oval symbol. Okay, this is oval symbol. Don't confuse it. Kindly have a similar example like AO, activity oval, AO. Activity diagram, it should be having an oval symbol. Or if you have a state, it's called as a rounded rectangle. So at the corner of the rectangle, you have to blind it. Are you getting the point, Ba? Are you getting the point of the notations? Okay.
Yes,
What
sir.
the initial step? You have to apply for passport, send the applicant information. You will be verified. You will be issued the passport. You will be getting updated that this particular people is getting passport. Simple. This is a diagram for state chart diagram. Next, I'm moving over to the next diagram called a sequence diagram. Now look at the same diagram that we have already gone through for a dice game. Okay, so this is called as object box. App is an object. Applicant is a class name. Poll is an object. Police is a class name. Admin is an object. Administrator is a class name. DB is an object, and database is a class name. So these things are the classes. And what's the name I have given for this dashed line? What the name I have given for this dashed line? But listen, even a single notation will lose your marks. If you change any notation or any name for the notation, it changes your marks. Okay, now give me the reply. This is called as lifeline. Called as lifeline. Okay, so here what the square means? What the square means? It's called as activation. Activation. Okay, this arrow mark represents message. Okay, now give me the statements bar. By looking at the diagram, give me the statement. What it is happening? Anyone? What it is happening? Anyone?
Applicant applies for a new
Yes.
passport to the
Applicant apply for new passport. So he should not communicate with the police directly. He have to communicate directly to the administrator. Okay. And after that, what the administrator will do? He issues the form, application form to the applicant. He fill it up and sends to that administrator. And after that, after receiving it, the administrator, what he does, he sends the application to the police. Look at this is for example, what I'm showing is this one is day one. Applying for a new passport is day one. When randomly a police will come to your home, more than 30 days. So these days are called as activation period. Okay, you have to clearly mention that these everything with the activation period. Okay, so here I can look at the police will get the information that you have to inquiry a people. What he do? He inquiry to the people and confirms that there is a people available to your administrator. And after that, what the administrator will do? The administrator issues the new passport and also updates to his database. So these are sort of things which is happening in the sequence diagram. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point? Okay, now note down sequence diagram. It has another one name. Yeah, it's called as time diagram. Time diagram. Sequence diagram. Sequence diagram, time diagram, or object diagram. These are some other names. Object diagram. Explain about object diagram, and similarly with the sequence diagram are same, because here the communication is taking place between the objects. Okay. Okay. Let me move on to the next diagram. Okay, this is called as collaboration diagram. Okay, there is no difference between sequence and collaboration diagram. kindly note down the trick how to draw this diagram. What you're going to do is you're going to draw this object box. Okay, object box. Similarly with your sequence diagram, you're going to draw these object box. You simply draw this line for connection, and after that, what you're going to do is you're just going to draw this forward arrow, backward arrow for these communication based upon your sequence diagram. Here you can look at. So everyone look at this diagram. How many forward arrows is happening between applicant and the administrator? Forward arrow. Count it. Let me move this one. I think so. Count it. How many forward arrow? How many backward arrow? So let me number it. One forward, two forward, only two forward, isn't it? Between applicant and administrator. Reply me, pa. Reply me. Okay, you are just going to picturize here. Only two. That is first and third. First and third. Similarly, backward 2 and 7. Sixth and fourth. Eighth. Fifth. This is the entire step-by-step process. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on to the slide now. Okay, so till that we have completed with the collaboration diagrams. Yeah? Let me move on to the next diagram. Okay, next diagram is activity diagram. Here, first what you have to do is you have to draw the swim line. So this is the swim line for customer. This is the swim line for passport admin. This is swim line for police. Okay. Similarly with your state chart diagram, initial state, end state. Okay, but like I said, activity oval symbol. So oval symbol, it crosses here and there, and it finally concludes with the end state. End state, who have to complete? The entire passport admin has to complete. Okay, this is a diagram for your state chart. And finally with your component diagram. One second. Here you can look at the component diagram. Okay, like I said, this is like a block. So combining 4 blocks. Combining first block is passport admin block, applicant block, police, and database. You combine, you get your project. So this is a notation. And deployment diagram is similar to your component, but the notation is you should draw, instead of block, you should draw a box. You should draw a box. Okay, that's it. Okay, after you create these code, you have to convert this into your coding. So once you have completed and converted into a coding, the coding here I have shown you is the coding with the Visual Basic. You have to create the coding with Java. And after that, what you're going to do is you have to create the front end. You have to create the front end using NetBeans or Visual Basic. Visual Basic or NetBeans. You can create a front end like I am showing you. And you'll be giving like this. So you'll be entering the name. So you have to create an entire project, isn't it? You have to create the entire project. So once an admin username, password, applicant information. Once it gets registered, registration complete. If an applicant is deleted, successfully deleted, that's it. You have to conclude with this thing. So here, your entire project takes around 18 pages. Similarly, and every project will have more than 20 or 30 papers. So you don't need to take a printout. So you don't need to write every set of things. For observation, you have to write it down. For observation, note down. Every people have to create an observation. You have to submit me the observation at last, even though it is in an online mode or if you are coming to the college. Note down the set of things that what you have to do. You have to start XML number, date, passport. You have to give the title. You have to give the aim. You have to mention problem statement. Next to it, you jump over to list of diagrams. UML diagram. You should draw 8 diagrams in your observation. You should compulsorily draw your 8 diagrams because that makes you the practice. And finally, you can go ahead to your result. You don't need to draw these snapshot program codings. No. You simply go to the conclusion. That's it. For your observation alone. For your final experiment, you have to completely take some printouts. Okay, so I think so. I have given some information to you regarding our laboratories. Let me come to the page. Let me store your attendance. Okay, but like I said, you have to do some set of things for your labs. You go directly to the modules, click that YouTube links, have some time. In the entire thing, the entire 10 diagram creation will considerably take you around solidly 15 minutes. That's it. Okay, and keep it in mind, every people have to install Argo UML and NetBeans in your laptop. Okay, now it's time for your feedback and the total abstract of this particular session. Anyone? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? I'm just giving you the space. Any volunteers? Or I should name some people. Okay, let me name some people. Janani Priya. Janani Priya. Janani Priya, kindly unmute yourself. And simply give the abstract. What set of things we have discussed, like simple points. Few points. So that all other people who have joined late can able to get some idea. So, okay, so these sort of things we have learned today. Janani Priya, you can unmute yourself. Yes. I should conclude it with an abstract. What a thing we have learned. Charamadi, Rahul Kani. Look, the entire session is getting recorded. If you are not cooperating with me, then in the next class, HOD will be available. So he will be intimating you why you sort of things you are doing like this. Okay, but anyone kindly give me the abstract, just making the session open. Any other people? The volunteers? The volunteers? Yes. I have to conclude this session. Kindly cooperate with me.
Sir,
Yes, Pa.
today
Kindly
we
give me
saw
the
about
abstract, Pa. What we have learned. Yes.
introduction of UML diagram, graphical notations, use case diagram, sequence diagram, activation diagram, activity diagram, swimline, transition,
Activation.
activity.
There's no thing called as activation diagram. Kindly check. It's an activity diagram.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Swimline, initial state, final state, synchronization, component diagram, generalization, then collaboration diagram, sir.
Okay. What the project we have gone through?
Passport automation system.
Okay. Okay, but I think so. I have made you understandable for today's session. Okay. Like I said, every people kindly install Argo UML and be ready for your next laboratories. You can start doing your projects based upon the videos I have shared by your own. Okay, Pa. Thank you. Thank you for attending today's session. Thank you. Let me conclude the session now.
Thank